episode 579 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, Wrestlemania Saturday. Gonna be talking all about it. The Women's World Championship on the line. The six-pack challenge ladder match with the WWE Tag Team Championships being defended. Brother versus brother. 6-woman tag team match. Gunther defends the Intercontinental Championship against Sami Zayn. And the biggest tag team match in WWE history. Who walked out victorious? The Bloodline or Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. Also gonna go over AEW Saturday Collision, NXT Stand and Deliver. All that right here, right now. 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Hey Wrestling Fanatics, welcome to 360 Wrestling Fanatic, and thank you for tuning in tonight, or should I call it early morning, I'm not sure. Right now it is 2:10 a.m. Happy Wrestlemania once again, everyone. Hope everyone enjoyed that Wrestlemania Saturday on this, whether you want to call it Wrestlemania weekend, Pro Wrestling weekend. Just hope you are enjoying it, whether you're watching from home like I am, or you're there in Philadelphia enjoying Wrestlemania, WrestleCon, Game Changer Wrestling, The Collective, any other stuff that's going on, WrestleCon, whatever else in the world of pro wrestling is going on right now this weekend. But WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania Saturday is now in the books. And not only going to be talking about WrestleMania Saturday, of course, but also going to talk about tonight's AEW Saturday Collision and NXT Stand and Deliver. But no further ado, let's get right into it and talk WrestleMania 40. The grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the Immortals, the biggest event in all of entertainment. And WrestleMania Saturday live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at Lincoln Financial Field. Our commentators for tonight, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Corey Graves. And we start off with the national anthem. I apologize, I don't remember the singer's name. I never heard of her, but I did think she did a very good job, though. And then we go also get an opening video from some rap singer, what's his name? Mill something. I don't remember. I don't know. It's some rap singer, maybe all these young whippersnappers out there are listening to these days. And we kick things off our first match of the night for the Women's World Championship. The man Becky Lynch challenging the Eradicator Rhea Ripley. And Becky Lynch, pretty good entrance. But then the Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley has the band Motionless in White, which I am familiar with. I want to say I'm really a big fan of theirs, but I do like some of their songs. So we have Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. They pretty much go at it right off the bat. At one point, Becky hits the Bexploder on the floor into the barricade. And also Becky even counters the Riptide at one point. But to finish these, Rhea Ripley get the win with the Riptide. 17 minutes, 9 seconds to retain the Women's World Championship. So to start things off, our first match on Wrestlemania Saturday, I thought this was a very good match. I'll have to give it, I think, 3.5 out of 5 ring bells. Glad to see Rhea Ripley retain. Big fan of hers. And next up, the WWE Tag Team Championships are on the line. And I talked about this morning on Good Morning Wrestling Fans. I wasn't sure if maybe it was for both sets or you had to take down each one. And you had to take down each one, separating the titles. And we have DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, The Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, A-Town Down, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Yes, sorry, I don't know why I don't know what that was, but the New Day, the Judgment Day, fun match, had a lot of exciting action in it, at tables, ladders, and at one point, there's a very impressive spot where Tyler Bate does the airplane spin on Finn Balor. But not only Finn Balor, but he also had the ladder up there too. And was spinning around. Shades of Terry Funk. And R-Truth, tribute to his hero John Cena, hits the 5-knuckle shuffle, goes for an attitude adjustment, and then, R-Truth, he goes for a pin, even though it's a ladder match, and there are no pinfalls in a ladder match. And at 7 minutes, 35 seconds, we have Grayson Waller and Austin Theory getting the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So we have new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in A-Town Down Under. But the match isn't over yet. The Raw Tag Team titles are still hanging in the balance. and J.D. McDonough gets involved on behalf of the Judgment Day. He takes out R-Truth, but then Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, they come in, they knock J.D. McDonough off the ladder through 2 tables that are set up on the floor at ringside. Damian Priest hits a razor's edge on a chair. Priest and Miz are on the ladder, and Damian Priest hits the South of Heaven from the ladder. And that ladder's all banged up right now, so Damian Priest gets a new ladder. And R-Truth comes up too. He knocks Damian Priest off, and then an attitude adjustment to the floor on Damian Priest. Truth climbs up the ladder and gets the Raw Tag Team titles. So we have new Raw Tag Team Champions. Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and The Miz. So Judgment Day no longer Tag Team Champions. The Tag Team titles are now separate. But gotta remember, Damian Priest is still Senior Money in the Bank. And now the question is, could we see a cash-in tomorrow night on Wrestlemania Sunday? You never know. Anything is possible. We will just have to wait and see. But, so, just to recap once more, we have A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, the new WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and the Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and The Miz, the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. I thought this was, again, a very fun match. I'll have to give it 4 out of 5 ring bells. 17 minutes, 18 seconds. And next up, tag team action. Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar taking on Rey Mysterio and Andrade El Idolo. I know when I was doing the preview this morning on Good Morning Wrestling Fan, Good Morning Wrestling Fans, I was a little confused. But like I said, this match was made on SmackDown last night, which I found out tonight. But on Good Morning Wrestling Fans, like I said, last night, at some parts I was more focused on Supercard of Honor last night, and there were some points where I didn't really pay too much attention to what was going on SmackDown. So somehow I must have missed that, where turns out Andrade El Idolo, yes, I still say El Idolo, I know he don't go by that anymore, but will be teaming up with Rey Mysterio. Another fun match, very good, and at one point Joaquin Wilde hits the slingshot from the ropes to the floor. And then we see 2 masked men, and they help Rey Mysterio and Andrade to get the win over Dominic and Santos Escobar. Like I said, this was a good, fun match. But the finish have some, I think, Pat McAfee said they either currently play for the Eagles or at one time played for the Eagles. I didn't put the names here in my notes, but some American football players, I don't remember their names either. I don't know if they're current players or if they're former players. I'm not sure. But I thought they kind of ruined the match and just wasn't necessary. But other than the finish, the match was actually pretty good. So that was 11 minutes, 1 second. And nothing against anybody, against Andrade, Santos Escobar. But I would have actually liked to have seen another singles match between Dominic and Ray. Like I talked about before, I don't know if Ray is ready to hang things up or anything like that, but could possibly do some kind of a mask versus career stipulation, or put Ray's mask or his career, either one, on the line. But of course, they went with the tag team match, which, like I said, the match itself wasn't really bad. I just didn't really care for the finish. And next up, we have brother versus brother. The third time in Wrestlemania history, whereas Michael Cole would say, real life brothers facing off. The first, of course, a classic WrestleMania 10, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Owen Hart. WrestleMania, as WWE called it, the 25th anniversary. We had Matt and Jeff Hardy. And WrestleMania 40, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I just want to say, though, the video package was great. How they had them staying back to back, saying things like, I am not my brother's keeper. I just thought this video package was done very well. The match was fine, definitely, and that was a good match. No, I'll give it, I think maybe 3.5 out of 5 ring bells. Jey Uso getting the win, defeating Jimmy, 11 minutes, 9 seconds. And next up is our 6-woman tag team match. Damage Control, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai taking on the team of Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. At one point, there's an impressive spot when Belair hits a moonsault on all 3 members of Damage Control. Jade gets the pin for her team, pinning Dakota Kai with Jaded at 8 minutes, 3 seconds. Pretty good match. Not too bad. I'll give it, I think, maybe 3 out of 5 ring bells. And the WWE Intercontinental Championship is on the line. The longest Intercontinental Champion in WWE history, Gunther, taking on Sami Zayn. Wow, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a really good match. And at one point, to finish these, Sami Zayn, brain buster in the corner, and then 2 haluva kicks. And at 15 minutes, 27 seconds, Sami Zayn ends the historic Intercontinental Championship reign of the Ring General Gunther. New WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. I enjoyed the match. Happy for Sami Zayn. see him. But the question is, where do we go from here? Do we see a rematch? Or do we see a new challenger to take on Sami Zayn for the IC title? And now we see the Raw general manager I had a little mistake. Raw general manager Adam Pearce and the SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis. And they announced the attendance 72,543. I haven't heard anything yet if this number is legit, if it's close, if it's not. I'll have to check WrestleTix on Twitter to see. WrestleTix usually a pretty trustworthy website. And now it is time for the main event of the evening, Wrestlemania Saturday. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins taking on The Rock and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline. The Rock's entrance I thought was pretty awesome. Come out, the whole kind of electricity sound at the beginning, and then the fire making the shape of the Brahma Bull. And of course we get the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, along with the Wise Man and now WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman. And Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns start. And then, of course, eventually The Rock and Roman Reigns, or The Rock and Cody Rhodes, do get tagged in. And stays in the ring for a little bit. Then they brawl all over Lincoln Financial Field, in the stands, on the stage, at the ramp. And at one point, Roman Reigns accidentally spears The Rock. And Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins both hit pedigrees, but it's a 2 count. And they go back out on the floor, brawl a little bit. Cody Rhodes hits The Rock with a rock bottom from the Spanish announce table to the English announce table. And while that's going on, Roman Reigns spears Seth Rollins through the barricade. And the finish sees in the ring, The Rock hit Cody Rhodes with a rock bottom and a people's elbow, pins Cody Rhodes for the win. And since The Rock pinned Cody Rhodes to get the Bloodline the victory, tomorrow's WWE Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, will now be Bloodline rules. That means anything goes. The Bloodline can interfere all they want. So that is set for tomorrow. Of course, Cody Rhodes looking disappointed. And before I finish the recap, I haven't mentioned it yet, but the new mat with the Prime Energy bottle. And that was already announced, so we knew that was coming. But also, we got the Prime logo on the top and bottom turnbuckle pads as well. And we had Wingstop as a sponsor. definitely love Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. And if anybody from Wingstop is either watching or listening to this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic and you want to sponsor, feel free. Also, the tag match with Mysterio and Escobar versus the other Mysterio and Andrade was sponsored by some kind of Minute Maid juice or something. And next up, and the main event, 44 minutes, 32 seconds. I forgot to mention that. And Wrestlemania Saturday is followed by the press conference. We start off things with Byron Saxton hosting, and he brings in the women's world champion, Rhea Ripley. Then she is followed by Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. And then the WWE Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman, new WWE Hall of Famer. Then The Rock and Triple H to end the WrestleMania Saturday press conference. And just one thing I want to mention from the press conference real quick. Triple H was asked a question from Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, and that is about Brock Lesnar. And Triple H, Paul Levesque, did say that Brock Lesnar is not gone from the WWE. He's just at home being Brock Lesnar. So, I'm guessing maybe whenever Brock wants to come back is the way Triple H made it sound anyway, but who knows. And that was WrestleMania Saturday. Overall, I thought it was a very good show. And overall rating, I think I might have to give it maybe 8.5 ring bells out of 10. I thought it was a very good show. We had, I thought, a lot of good wrestling on this show as well. And tonight, of course, I watched WrestleMania Saturday, and good thing I set the DVR on my Sling to record Collision, because the press conference was still going on when Collision started tonight. And on tonight's episode of AEW Saturday Collision, we had a semifinals match in the AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament. FTR and Top Flight and Pac defeated Encore Moore. Chris Jericho and Hook teaming up to take on Shane Taylor Productions. Jericho gets the win, the submission win for his team with the Lion Tamer. But then we see Anthony Ogogo show up and help out Shane Taylor Productions 3-on-2. They attack Chris Jericho and Hook, the team known as Lion Hook. And then we see Dustin Rhodes in the back. Talking about how he always wanted to be a world champion. And he challenges Samoa Joe to face him in a world title match this Wednesday on Dynamite in Charleston, West Virginia. And we have a trios match next. The House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews taking on the team of the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, Matt Sydal, and Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. Pretty good match here. Buddy Matthews pins Brian Keith to get the win. And then we see the Rated R superstar, the AEW TNT champion, Adam Copeland. And then FTR and Mark Briscoe come out, get involved. And then we see the Young Bucks. And we see Rocky Romero in the back. And he wants a title eliminator match against AEW International Champion Rock Strong. And then in the back we see Katsuyori Shibata go up to Hook and Chris Jericho and offer his assistance. So I don't remember if they announced it just yet, but I'm sure we're going to see a trios match at some time. And Trish Adora is in action, taking on Yuka Sakazaki, with Sakazaki getting a win. And then after the match, we see Serena Deeb make her way out, kind of doing a sarcastic clap. Claudio Castagnoli, representing the Blackpool Combat Club, takes on and defeats the Butcher. And now we hear from Samoa Joe. And he will face Dustin Rhodes, but in a title eliminator tournament. If Dustin Rhodes beats him, he will get a shot at the AEW World Championship. And our main event for Collision tonight, Penta El Zero Miedo and Commander. Alex Abrahantes in the corner of Penta. Penta defeats Commander, getting the win. That was tonight's AEW Saturday Collision. I thought it was a pretty good show. Did have some good matches on the card tonight. And now, before I wrap up this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, gonna talk about NXT Stand and Deliver. And we have Joe Gacy defeating Shawn Spears 9 minutes 4 seconds. And Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker retain that WWE NXT Tag Team Championships, defeating Axiom and Nathan Frazier 11 minutes 22 seconds. And in a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship, Oba Femi defeats Dijak and Josh Briggs. And we have a 6-woman tag team match. Phelan Inley, Kalani Jordan, and Thea Hall with Chase University. They defeat Izzy Dame, JC Jane, and Kiana James. And with via submission here, 11 minutes 41 seconds. Roxanne Perez defeats Lyra Valkyria via submission to win the NXT Women's Championship, 16 minutes 19 seconds. The NXT Championship is on the line. Ilya Dragunov defeats Tony D'Angelo. via pinfall, 17 minutes, 6 seconds. And in the main event, Trick Williams defeats Carmelo Hayes, 14 minutes, 47 seconds. And that was NXT Stand and Deliver. And now we go on over to TNT to talk AEW Saturday. Or wait, we already did. I don't know, I lost my train of thought there. So that was Saturday. A few of the shows anyway that took place. Wrestlemania, Collision, and NXT Stand and Deliver. That's all for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 579. Thank you everyone for listening, for downloading. Remember, in the comment section, either which podcast website you listen to on, or if you're watching or listening on YouTube, in the comment section down below, leave your thoughts on WrestleMania Saturday, or AEW Collision, or any of the pro wrestling you have been watching from this pro wrestling weekend. It's all fine. And I will be back tomorrow morning to preview WrestleMania Sunday on Good Morning Wrestling Fans. And then tomorrow night, once again, we have WrestleMania Sunday, and I will try to be on for a new episode of 360 Wrestling Podcast. Again, not sure what time it'll be, but also I don't remember what time for sure it is, but sometime during the day, I think we have the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame taking place tomorrow. So everyone, I hope you had a great WrestleMania Saturday. Definitely looking forward to tomorrow. WrestleMania Sunday. I'll talk more about it tomorrow on Good Morning Wrestling Fans. That's all. Sorry it's so late here, 2:46 a.m. A little sleepy, a little tired, but I will definitely be here tomorrow for Good Morning Wrestling Fans. And then we'll be back tomorrow night. Again, not sure exactly what time going to be doing the episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, but I will definitely try to. Once again, thank you everyone for listening and downloading this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. So I'll talk to everyone tomorrow morning and Good Morning Wrestling Fans. I hope you all will join me. Until then, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.